Ukraine's sovereignty is crucial for European stability and international order. As a democratic nation, Ukraine's right to self-determination must be protected. Russia's aggression against Ukraine undermines the fundamental principles of international law. Defending Ukraine's sovereignty is defending these principles. Ukraine's geographic location makes its independence strategically important. It serves as a buffer between Russia and NATO members. A stable and independent Ukraine is vital for regional security. The erosion of Ukraine's sovereignty would have profound geopolitical consequences. The Ukrainian people have shown immense courage and resilience in defending their country. Their fight resonates with everyone who values freedom and democracy. Supporting Ukraine is not just a political calculation, but a moral imperative. The international community must remain united in defending Ukraine's right to exist as a free and independent nation. The United States, under President Trump's leadership, has repeatedly affirmed its commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty. This commitment has been reiterated by Vice President J.D. Vance, who emphasized that all options are on the table, including military pressure, to ensure Ukraine's independence. This firm stance signals to Russia that any attempt to undermine Ukraine's sovereignty will be met with decisive action. The United States has provided significant military and financial aid to Ukraine. This aid is crucial for strengthening Ukraine's defense capabilities. It demonstrates the unwavering support of the United States for Ukraine's right to defend itself. The United States has also imposed sanctions on Russia for its actions in Ukraine. These sanctions aim to deter further aggression and hold Russia accountable for its violations of international law. Vice President Vance has a meeting scheduled with the Ukrainian president in Munich. This meeting represents an opportunity to reaffirm the United States' commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty. It also allows for the coordination of diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict. The United States recognizes that a peaceful resolution must respect Ukraine's territorial integrity and sovereignty. Although the United States has expressed its commitment to Ukraine, concerns remain about the ongoing negotiations between President Trump and Russian President Putin. These concerns stem from a perceived lack of transparency in the negotiation process. Kyiv and European allies fear that a deal might be reached without adequately considering Ukraine's interests. The lack of Ukrainian involvement in the negotiations is particularly worrying. Any agreement that ignores Ukraine's position risks being unsustainable and could further escalate tensions. The international community must ensure that Ukraine's voice is heard and its interests are protected. Transparency and inclusion are essential for a lasting and peaceful resolution. The potential implications of these negotiations extend far beyond Ukraine's borders. Failing to defend Ukraine's sovereignty would create a dangerous precedent in international relations. It would signal that might makes right and embolden other aggressors. The credibility of international institutions and the rules-based order is at stake. The United States' support for Ukraine is not just about protecting a single country, it's about upholding the principles of democracy, sovereignty, and international law. Failing to defend these principles would have far-reaching consequences for global security and stability. The United States must continue to lead the international community in supporting Ukraine. This includes the continued provision of military and financial assistance, maintaining sanctions on Russia, and engaging in robust diplomacy to deter further aggression. The message to Russia must be clear. Aggression will not be tolerated, and the sovereignty of independent nations must be respected. The international community must remain united in its support for Ukraine and hold Russia accountable for its actions. The stakes are high, and the consequences of inaction are too grave to ignore. The future of the international order and the principles of a rules-based system are at stake.